戦わなければ守れない。仲間もお前自身も。
自由ってなんて美しく、なんて過酷なんだろう。
What's going on, guys? My name is DJ Miles, and with the Winter Anime 2021 season now underway with ReZero Season 2, Core 2, now we also have the Promised Neverland Season 2, and I think the Promised Neverland was a show that was very special because I've never really seen anything quite like it. Unfortunately for me and my channel, when I started my channel late last year, The Promised Neverland was one of those shows that just ended alongside with Demon Slayer. I mean, wow, talk about a missed opportunity with those shows. But nevertheless, here we are, and expect for me and this channel to be covering everything with The Promised Neverland Season 2 and potentially onward. And as I was previously saying, I think The Promised Neverland was a special show because it was a lightning in a bottle type of thing, right? Here you have this, I would argue, a psychological thriller that excelled in its amazing sound design, and this lightning in the bottle contained story. These kids were essentially raised as cattle to be fed to the aliens, right? Or these monsters and demons. And what happens when you have this stroke of genius and you get that concept and that idea and those characters out of that bubble? This is now very interesting and dangerous territory. I feel like The Promised Neverland has to now set as a precedent going forward, because can you really create that magic? And, you know, judging off of what we've seen in this premiere episode in Season 2, I really can't fully answer that question for you. I mean, well, now that we know what the threat is, how are these kids going to escape these monsters and demons? You can argue that running away, playing tag from these mothers/maids are one thing, but how are these little kids? And I would say maybe an 11 and 12 and 13-year-old are pretty quick. Yeah, they can run pretty fast, but what about a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old running away from an actual monster? Even suspending your disbelief, it's still going to be a little hard for me, even with anime logic thrown in there, for me to believe how these kids will escape and outmaneuver monsters going forward. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and just talk about what we've seen in this episode. So, of course, Ray and Emma and the rest of the gang escaped the mansion that they were in only not even hours later, and we see Emma, and man, they did a great job of highlighting what was happening with Emma, that, hey, you know, she lost an ear. So not only now is she severely handicapped going forward in this adventure and this story, but she lost a lot of blood. And, you know, when the adrenaline is kicking high for a certain amount of hours, it can only be that high before your body essentially tells you, no, you have to rest up and recover. And she has a fever, and we don't know what to do, but thankfully they have this book called The Adventures of Udo. And in this book, it's basically a survival 101 kit on how to escape the mansion if you luckily escape the mansion, right? So, you know, you cut these plants that have drinkable water. You know, there's these spider traps that if you touch it, you're pretty much stuck in there and it's game over. And, well, how to just maybe maneuver around certain other monsters that you'll most likely encounter. That being said, Ray unfortunately encounters some of these monsters, and, you know, these monsters, if we didn't already know from Season 1, are sentient, right? They can speak and communicate towards one another, and it looks like they can easily communicate with the humans and these kids, right? So as Ray makes his escape, it looks like he can only outmaneuver so many monsters, where what happens? He's saved by a hooded man. In addition, this is where Emma is also saved by a hooded girl. So we see both of them wake up and they realize, well, we got blankets, we're secure, we're not in chains, so we're not prisoners. But what's the twist? The hooded man and the hooded girl are demons. And why are demons helping out humans? I guess that's the million-dollar question going forward. And are the rest of the kids okay? Well, I like to imagine so as of right now. But what did you guys think about the premiere episode of The Promised Neverland? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you got some value, some entertainment from this video, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, like this video, because I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and I would greatly appreciate it. So, my name is DJ Miles. As I always say, to be continued, take care.